Hi, boys and girls. Today we are practicing what we've learned about telling time to the hour and telling time to the half hour. So here is our warm up. It says draw lines to match the times. You can't draw lines, but let's go ahead and just take a look. So I see right away something that stands out to me is I see a 5 here. This is 5 o'clock, and I see 5 here. So these clocks actually, well, this is not a clock. This is a clock, and this is actually called a digital clock. It's called a digital. Can you say digital? It's called a digital clock because it shows us the time in a nice, easy way. And it's on, you'll see it this way on phones, maybe a stove, maybe a microwave. So you will see this, or an alarm clock next to your bed. This is really the easiest way to see time. One of the easiest ways, in my opinion. This clock is called an analog clock. Can you say analog? It's a little harder because there's a hour hand, a minute hand, and they slowly move. Well, the hour hand slowly moves, the minute hand moves a little faster. But sometimes it's hard to tell where the hands are pointing to. So that's why it's a little harder. So the harder one is called analog. You say analog. Digital is like we see on the phone, on the stove. You'll see this one the most, okay? So this clock, a digital clock, shows the hours first. Then it does this, 2 little dots, and then it shows the minutes. So this says it's the 5 o'clock hour, and there's no minutes. So the time is 5 o'clock. You say 5 o'clock? And then if I look at this clock, this is where it's tricky. The little red hand, that's the hour hand. Make a little hour hand. And then the long blue one, that's the minute hand. Say minute, hour, minute, hour, minute. Tick, tock, boom. Okay. So the hour hand is the little one. So if we're telling time to the hour, we won't pay as much attention to this minute hand, but the red little hour hand is pointing to 5, and this minute hand is pointing straight up, which means it has 0 minutes left over. So it's right exactly on 5 o'clock. It's pointing to 5, and the minute hand is pointing straight up at the 12. So this one also shows 5 o'clock. So all 3 of those show 5 o'clock. I have a prediction about these 3, but let's take a look. So I see my hour hand, but what's tricky is if I continued it, is it pointing to the 4 or the 5? It's really tricky. It is actually between the 4 and the 5, which means it's 4 still. It's not 5 yet. It hasn't gotten to the 5 because it goes around this way, all the way this way. So it hits the 4 and it hasn't gotten to the 5 yet. So it's 4. And when the minute hand points straight down, that means 30. So when it points straight up, that means this part. O'clock, 0 o'clock, 0 minutes. When the minute hand points straight down, that means 30. So we have 4, not 5 yet, 4, 30, which looks like this on the digital clock. And in writing, it looks like this. You can say it 4:30. So it's half an hour past 4. All right, in our books today, we'll be on pages 531 to 532. So go ahead and open your books and get that ready now. Here's an example. These clocks show the same time. What time is it? Well, the nice thing is we have the digital clock over here that's nice and easy to read, and we know that those hours Those hours come first. So I see the 7, and we have no minutes. So it's 7 o'clock. And I can check that with my analog clock. The hour hand is pointing at the 7, and the minute hand is pointing straight up at the 12, which we know is 0 minutes, which we say o'clock at that time. So 7 o'clock. Here are our apply it problems, and we can go through some of these together. So it says circle the clock that shows 4 o'clock. Take a look at them and circle the one that shows 4 o'clock. If I take a look, I see that this hour hand points to my 4, and I want no minutes. So when I want no minutes, that means I want my minute hand pointing straight up because it's on the hour. Okay. If I look here, so this one is not going to work right away because that minute hand is pointing down. And you can see my hour hand is a little bit past my 4. This one's pointing right at my 4, and the minutes are going straight up. So this tells me 4. And then if I look at my minutes, remember straight up at the 12 is 0. Does this show 4 o'clock? It sure does. But what if this one, let's check this one just to be sure. This one is pointing at the hour hand is pointing at the 5, so that one doesn't work either. It is 3:30. Show the time on these clocks. So go ahead and try that on your own. 3:30. So we know it's still 3, or our digital clock is going to show 3, but 1/2 means it's 30 minutes past. So 3:30. If we were to draw this, remember my hour hand is not going to point straight at 3 because it's not 3 o'clock. My hour hand is going to point between the 3 and the 4 because it should be halfway between the 3 and the 4, pointing there. And then we want to make sure that we show our minute hand. Where would our minute hand be if we're showing 1/2 So the hour starts here, goes halfway around the circle, and my minute hand should point down at my 6, which is 30 minutes. So let's take a look at number 3. So these clocks show the same time. What time is it? Pay close attention. I see an hour there, and this is pointing right at it. And then I see my minutes here, and this is going straight up. Think about what we say when that goes straight up. It is blank o'clock. Write in your answer. Should be 5 o'clock. Number 4, circle the clock that shows 10:30. So remember on this one, you're going to want to find the hour hand that is past 10:30, but not at 11 yet. And then your minute hand should go straight down to show 30 minutes past. Go ahead and circle the one that shows 10:30. Number 5, it is 8:30, which means how many minutes after 8 is that? 8:30. This one we can go over together. It is 30, 1/2 means 30 minutes after 8 o'clock. That's what that saying means. All right, my friends, make sure you've finished and completed pages 531, 532, and we will continue to learn about time and sing songs about it. So if you're not 100% yet, that's okay. Go ahead and draw a smiley face on your page, or kind of unsure face. The mouth can go zigzag if you're not sure about it yet and you still need extra help.